So here's the login page. You'll see that the logo still reads ASAP instead of ConnexOne. The plan was to wait until January before we updated the logo to give our clients some time to adjust to the new layout before we threw too much change at them. Now with the Vanco merger, I'm not sure where we stand with the branding, but I think we're going to figure that out pretty quickly. So if a client is new to ASAP and has never logged in before, they would begin on this page where they'd enter either their account ID or their domain. Once they've done that once, every other time they log out and need to log back in and they come back to the site, they'll land on this page because we cookied them last time, so we already know their account name. I'm actually going to go back and log in as ASAP staff, which will give me more admin privileges. Login's pretty quick. One thing you'll notice if you're transitioning from the old application to the new one is that we've switched to this new wide layout or full width layout. Let me see if I can do this. Complicated demo move here. There you go. A lot of our pages are pretty data dense, as you can imagine, for a school administration tool. So the obvious thing to do is to go to a wider display so we could show more on a page. The navigation on the left is divided into 3 sections. You've got people and organizations who in the system we treat as people at the top. You've got all the links to access the main features in the middle, and then the bottom are things like tools and setup. Pretty much all these left nav links lead to these identical listings pages that are let you see the data that's associated with each of these features. The listings pages are basically the home page for each feature. And the idea is that once you've learned how one of these home pages work, you'll know half the system already. The goal there is to reduce onboarding time and training. From these listings home pages, you can filter your data. Let's just see the classes for fall 2018. You can bulk edit the data. You can merge classes or students or staff or whoever it is. You can move classes from one semester to another. A lot of these links were distributed all over the site in the old site. So we're hoping that this is going to save a lot of clicks by having them all consistently located up on these listings pages. From looking at usage data, we know that one thing to call out from looking at usage data, we know that the one thing our users do more than anything else is search. They search for students, they search for classes, for staff, for invoices. So we put a lot of upfront work into making search really fast. It's basically instant. What we did was we built a special server where we can keep all of the data that you might look for related to these left nav links in cache. So it's all just instant and actually downloaded to your machine. So by the time you've logged in and you start searching around, it's just like searching for something on your own computer. You don't have to go back to the server. Let's search for a class. Let's look for ceramics. So that wasn't the ceramics class I wanted. No. There we go. So this is a detail page, and every feature basically has its own detail page. This is the class detail page. On the left, you see, sort of general information that's associated with that class. On the right, you see the class roster. You see the full schedule for that class. You can enter notes for this class if you want. These are all the class details. Oh, that's something interesting to show. All of the data. So in the old application, if you wanted to edit any of this data, you actually had to go to a special edit page. So you be on the class page, you'd click a class edit link and it would load a different page, and then you can edit and save things. In the new application, you can just update everything right where it is on the page. So let's say I want to change the instructor. I can just do it, and you'll see that I'm notified that it was saved. I don't have to click a save button or anything. Maybe the one thing that they do more or as much as searching is making edits to student information and class information and stuff. So we wanted to make that really quick as well. Here's another example. If I wanted to edit the start time of the class, and just click here, change it to 2, and I'm done. So editing is very fast in the new ASAP. Why don't we look at a student page? Everything on all the pages is linked to everything else. So if you want to see a student, you don't have to search for them. You just click the student name on the class page you're on. That actually takes you to what we call the enrollment page. This is the information about that student and that class. And now we can click through to the student page. So this is the student detail page, similar to the class detail page. You've got contact information on the left, demographic information. In the middle of the page, you have a list of the classes that they're enrolled in. You can see information about the student's family. If their account is tied to any other accounts in the system through a mutual family account, these accounts will show up here. Educational records, attendance, if any attendance has been taken for any class in the system about the student, it'll show up here. Anyone who's written any notes about the student will appear here. Financial information, so you see kind of a running account summary, invoices. Oh, so this is interesting. Now that we're talking about payments and invoices, let me talk about one of ConnexOne's foundational features, which is its ability to sort of be anything to any market. So we service a variety of different markets, as you saw in the previous slides, and each of these markets has very different set of requirements in terms of the features that they need. The way we handled that in Connexio, and not turn this program into sort of like a Frankenstein monster with a million different links to a million different features and references to different features that some clients are never going to use. We actually have a tool called Features that I will access here. And this allows you to really turn off anything in the system that you're not going to use. So for example, let's say that we have a client that doesn't charge for classes, which we actually have a number of those clients. And this is a request of theirs currently. They don't want to see references in the system to invoices or financial summaries or things like that. So we have a setting called Core Financials that we can turn off. And when we do that, and you go back to the student detail page, you'll see that all information about related to finances is gone. The balance due, the financial tab. So this features tool will allow us to not only turn off links to full features such as classes. If I was to turn class management off, that would go away. But manage things down to the link and button level. So you can really see with that how you can tailor this program to fit a particular market, and they don't have to see all the rest of this stuff that probably doesn't apply to them. The other feature we use to address that need is our terminology table. So say you are running a school, but you don't call your students students, you call them customers or something like that. So you can actually come here and change the name of students to customers. You hit enter. And then that change takes place immediately. There's some places in the system where you actually have to refresh. So see where it says students up here. If I refresh that, now that's going to say customers. That's also going to say customers on the invoices, on any other page that they show up on the student detail page. It's now the customer detail page. So the combination of being able to edit those terminology settings and the feature settings together give you a way to really mold this into any kind of product that you want and make it feel kind of bespoke for whatever market it is, childcare or a hospital, outreach education, anything like that. So there's so much stuff to show you. I really don't even know where to go. So we've got attendance that we can look at here. The attendance also gets saved without having to press the save button. So you just Mark them present, they're present. Mark them absent, and they're absent. We've got a new calendar, which is gorgeous and a lot more powerful than the old one we used to have. Lets you see everything going on that day in your school. You can also sort it by location or filter out locations. We can filter by instructor, so I only want to see classes going on by a certain instructor. One thing I should mention. So when we decided to build this new version of ASAP, which is going to become ConnexOne, there are hundreds of pages in the old application. And most people don't look at a lot of those pages, but we need to provide access to them because, of those schools that do. But we're not going to rebuild them all because it would take years and years to rebuild them all. So what we've decided to do is there's some pages that we bring in through an iframe. For example, if you were to go to view all reports, this is actually going to pull up the report listings page from the old application inside an iframe in the new application. There's a number of pages that we do this with. So this way we can, at some point, stop people from logging into the old application, but you'll still be able to perform all of your tasks from within the new application. The iframe's a little slow right now because, as I said, we're still in beta. Let's see if I can get it to come up. Come on, iframe. Suppose I could edit all this out if I knew how to edit videos. All right, well, that's not going to work for me. But there's a number of pages throughout the system. Let's try one more. That will pull in these pages from the old site. All right, I think I'm going to end the demo on this high note here. There's a lot more to see. There's a lot of features. If anyone wants a demo for a particular market, or if someone in sales wants a demo and you just want to know how to explain the value proposition of this product, I'd be more than happy to do it. Just reach out to me, Greg Penhaligon, at connexio.com, and we can set some time up to go into it in more depth. All right, thanks very much.